Do you want me to? Do you need another minute to finish up?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks, Sonia.
First one, do we really need to do anything at the top?
Yes. Yes. Something is happening up top. Leading at 145, you gotta go. Yep. I'm not taking any today. I appreciate it. Very good. But check your work. Okay, so let's just talk through the first two because those are supposed to be pretty straightforward. Okay, yes, the top factors into x times 6 minus x. The bottom factors into x minus 6, x minus 1. You can take out a negative from the 6 minus x. Why? Because I'm trying to match it up with the x minus 6 down below, right? So if I pull out a negative from here, this becomes positive x. If I pull out a negative from here, this becomes negative 6. Now they're matched up, so I can cancel them. And now I just have negative x over x minus 1. And you should see that x cannot be 6 and x cannot be 1. Yep.
So, like, the final answer is just going to be x can't be 1 and 6, right?
X cannot be equal to 1 or 6. This is not the answer. This is just a statement about where it's undefined. This is your answer. Okay. Second one, factor, didn't need to, factor, need to, factor, yep, x plus 2 and x plus 2 cancel, x plus 1, x plus 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and you just have an x minus 1 on the bottom. So that look right?
Say that again.
Well, here's x plus 1, 3x times x plus 2. This is 6 times x plus 2. This is x plus 1, x minus 1. Start canceling things. That's gone, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. So you just have an x minus 1 on the bottom. 6 divided by 3 is 2 up top. Right? You can see that if you're having trouble factoring, this is being hard for you. So say where it's undefined, negative 2, negative 1, positive 1. So that's where it's undefined. This one I want to go through together because it takes a little bit of effort. What's throwing you off in this one? Don't say everything. Yeah, the negative exponents, right? Well, here's how you can deal with it. Let's deal with the numbers first. 5 times 21, this is a slow way to do it, but it works. 5 times 21, that's 105. 3 times 35, 35, 70, 105. So that's 105. Now let's deal with my, logically, the next thing would be x cubed, x squared. So that's x to the fifth. Let's see, downstairs I have x squared. Y, negative 2. Y, positive 1. I'm just going to turn this into, this goes downstairs, do you agree? So y to the fifth is now downstairs. And I have, so that's downstairs, so I only have one y up top. Now let's deal with our z's. Oh, I have a negative down here, so that needs to come up. So now this is z to the power of 5 upstairs. And down below I have z cubed. So if you deal with them, you know, kind of logically, step by step, it makes it a lot easier. Now I just have to cancel. 105 divided by 105 is 1. X to the fifth divided by x squared is x cubed. Y divided by y to the fifth, well, you can write it as y to the power of negative 4. Or you can, I'll show another way to write it. Z squared. Or you could write it as what? What's another way you can write it?
1 over y.
What would be up top though? X cubed, z squared, y4, right? Good with that? Yeah. So again, need to practice these. These skills are just building on skills you already have, and it's just properties of exponents, right? You need to know that if it's negative, that means it goes down. If it's negative, it means it goes up, right? If it's down here and it's negative, it goes up. If it's negative and it's up here, it goes down, right? Or just do subtraction of the exponents. All right. So a couple examples today we have to do. Yesterday we did multiplication, so today we're doing division. That makes sense. Okay, so there's just 2 types of problems we're going to do today, and 2 or 3 from each. So here's the first one. Now you don't need me to guide you through this one. These are both fractions, right? How do you divide fractions? You multiply by the reciprocal, right? So that means I need to flip this and turn this into multiply. You already know how to multiply, right? So you can do this one. So give it a shot. Nope, just think of it as I'm going to take this one, make them downstairs. I'm going to take this one, make them upstairs. I'm literally just going to flip them. Yep, it's going to stay as positive 5. Right, so you should be trying it. First thing I did was rewrite. We've done this many times. Multiply by the reciprocal. Now, I'm going to simplify, or factor, right? Let's see. I don't have anything to factor, so I'm just going to start canceling. 8 cancels with 8. X squared. This one now upstairs turns into x squared. This is y squared down here. This is y to the 5th up here, so now it turns into y cubed. So let's see what I have. I have 5x squared y cubed over 15. Oops, it looks like we can cancel one more thing, right? 5 divided by 15, well, that's just 1/3. So x squared y cubed over 3. You only flip one side. You take the second piece, multiply by the reciprocal. That turns into multiply. That is the reciprocal. All right. We good with that one? Okay. If you're not, you need to ask questions. All right. Same thing. This is just a multiplication problem, but you have to do some factoring. If you can't factor right now, this looks tough. Rewrite. Multiply by the reciprocal. Next step, I should be thinking factor, right? Let's factor. All right, the top. I can pull what out of both of those? X squared, and what's left? Everybody should hear.
X squared minus 9.
Yep. Downstairs. Sound good? Times. Does that look good? What comes out of the bottom? X squared. You factored out the x squared, you have this left, x squared plus 2x minus 8. I see a couple things I can factor. What can I factor further?
X squared minus 9.
That one, definitely.
And then x squared plus 2x minus 8.
Yep, that one factors too, so let's do that. Oh, I see something I can already cancel. Make my life easier. What cancels? The x squared. Yep, so let's get rid of that. We don't need that. So now I'm going to factor the x squared minus 9, x plus 3, whoops, x plus 3, x minus 3, over x minus 3 times x minus 1, times x minus 4 times x plus 4, over x plus 4 times x minus 2. Right, so these guys, you need to be quick at being able to factor. This guy, you need to be quick at being able to factor. This guy, you need to be able to factor quickly. Right? Those ones we've seen so many times now. X plus 4 cancels with x plus 4. X minus 3 cancels with x minus 3. I don't see anything else, so I'm going to say this is equal to x plus 3 times x minus 4 all over x minus 1 times x minus 2. The last part said state where it's undefined. What'd you put?
1 and 2.
That's not it. 1 and 2 is part of it. Negative 4, positive 3. You got it. This is my answer. This is a part of my answer which states where it's undefined. This is my answer. Right? This is simplified function. This just states where it's undefined. Any questions on that one? No? Okay. Then here's another one for you to try on your own because you already have the skills. Look what this one says to do. Solve. It also says check your solution. You can solve that, right? That looks like something we've already done. Maybe you can simplify it, right? Give it a try. See if you can solve that. Try something on your own, and then let's go through it together. You did. Yeah, absolutely. Now you gotta check though. Check your work. Make sure it works. Check your solution. I just want to point out to you something that wouldn't make a lot of sense to do. Is that fine to do? That's fine to do. Why should I not do that though? You will find x like that. You'll get a quadratic and you know how to solve quadratics. Why shouldn't you do that? I saw in your paper a quick way, I saw in your paper in particular a quick way to solve this one real quick. What did you do? You factored the top, you canceled, and then it became very easy, right? So you don't want to do this. The top is x plus 5 times x minus 5 divided by x minus 5 equal to 14. That cancels. Now I have x plus 5 equals 14. Subtract 5 and you get x is equal to 9. You have to check your work. If you substitute in 9, 81 minus 25 gives you 56. 9 minus 5 gives you 4. 56 divided by 4, 14. Yep, so that checks. Did the steps make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just use the skills you just learned to solve an equation. Okay, one more for you to try. These problems you have to be careful about extraneous solutions. So try and solve this one. What adds to 3 multiplies -10, 5, -2. Oops. First step, you factor. Cancel my x minus 2s. Those are gone. Should be good with that step. X plus 5 equals 7. Subtract 5. You get x equals 2. And now you want to ask yourself, does this answer work? It doesn't work. How come? That's okay, that's true. You get 0 on the bottom. But I want to start using mathematical language more precisely. You cannot input 2 into this function because this function is undefined at x equal to 2. That's mathematical communication. You cannot substitute x equals 2 into this function because this function is undefined at x equals 2.
We're going to need to be able to write like that on a test.
Well, maybe not in this class, but you certainly should start building those skills here so you can be proficient at it when you go to pre-calculus. Right? So that was the answer. We said 2. I came to it algebraically, but no, it did not work. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's one last thing I want you to do for the day is recall how to do something like this. You need to know how to factor something like this. So recall how to do that. Factor that guy. I see a difference of 2 cubes. That's in my notebook. It's also on the board. 8x cubed is a cubed. You need to tell me what is a.
So it's
8x cubed would give me 8 times 8 times 8, which is a lot bigger than 8. Nope, you need something smaller than 8. What cube gives you 8? 2. 2x is a. What's b? Is that right? Or did I do that wrong? I thought it was 3. I picked the wrong number, I guess. Should have been 27, right? My fault. Picked the wrong number. I picked 81. It should have been 27. 81 is not perfect cube. So now, b is 3. Well, I know how to factor this. So do you. A cubed minus b cubed is a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. 2x minus 3. 2x squared is 4x squared. 2x times 3 is positive 6x. B squared is 3 squared, so that's 9. There you go. Do you remember how to do that?
Yes.
Okay. So the last thing we got to do today then is a lesson quiz. And, oops, I don't want to give you the answers. Let's see.
But that's the best quizzes, yeah.
So you need a pencil and a grading pen, right? Yeah, you're going to grade afterwards, after you try it.
What do you got?
Anything else to remark upon yourself? Do you ever find you?
I just asked for one.
Just spoke Spanish.
Well, then what else is Spanish? No, I don't have time.
There you go, Lee.
What color?
He pulled a U on you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did.
Actually, I want the black one.
No.
The black picture. Black?
That's the thing we're doing.
This is it. 5 problems. Make it similar to the ACT. You got, I don't know, 3 minutes a problem?
What? 3 minutes to the whole thing?
No, 3 minutes a problem.
Oh, no.
3 minutes a problem.
How many problems are on there?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
Like more than 20?
You know? Do you know? It sounded like you might have, you know how many problems are on the ACT?
Is it a lot?
Oh, Lean, you gotta go. You gotta driver's ed thing.
Yeah, but.
Oh, I thought it was 1:45.
Right there.
Sorry.
You
So the clock is ticking, so.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you can't use calculator for this.
You can use a calculator to help you with calculations.
Mm.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mm.
I'm not gonna tell you about polynomials though.
Sadly.
Use your notes. I just want you to start making sure you have these skills down.
Do we have to write out the original question, or can we just write out what we did?
It's a good practice to write out the original question. Yeah.